is Monday, July 11th of 2022, and it has been a long while, since I've done a guy's daily drive. And there's really, really good reasons as to why that is. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to make this light. I did! Yay! I made the light. At least until I get pulled over. All today on Guy's Daily Drive. Bam! And welcome everyone to Guy's Daily Drive. On my way to work for the first time in 2 weeks, maybe longer than that, because, well, I'll tell you what happened. So, about 2 weeks ago, I worked virtually on that Monday, whatever that Monday was in June. And after I got off work, I was watching some TV downstairs, and suddenly I just wasn't feeling well. So instead of going upstairs and subjecting my wife to my not feeling well habits, I decided I would just sleep downstairs, which I did. Now, on Tuesday, I was supposed to go to work. So I hadn't set an alarm clock, because I almost always wake up around 5:30 in the morning. Yay for me. And had to get up several times in the night, because I thought I was either going to get sick, or I was get out, bug. Sorry, had a bug in the car. I was either going to get sick, or I had to pee, or, all these things. And when I finally did wake up the next morning, it wasn't on my own, but Tracy waking me up at about 8:30 in the morning, saying asking if I was going to work. And then she looked at my right leg and go, "Wow, your right leg is like purple and swollen." And I looked, and I had to admit that she was right. My right leg was purple and swollen. And I was still just feeling like total garbage, and my leg was just killing me. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to go to work, so I called in sick. And Tracy wanted me to go to patient first patient, whatever the local, it's not really an emergency room. I mean, you know what these places are. It's like little doctor's offices that you can go to if you're not feeling well instead of going to the hospital. But just to be sure, we did an at-home COVID test, which came back negative. This will be more important later in the story. So she takes me to patient first, and I'm basically leaning on a cane the entire time, just feeling like total garbage. And we get there, and the first thing that they want to do once I'm signed in is do another COVID test. It's like, great. So they do a COVID test, and it comes back positive. And now it's like, just misery upon misery. Not only does my leg hurt and is all inflamed, I'm just not having a good day. Now they're telling me I've tested positive for COVID. But when they looked at my leg, they were like, that's a bit beyond what we're able to do here. So they recommended I go to the emergency room. Which was the next step. So I go to the emergency room, and I'm not there very long when they bring me into a room. The doctor's checking me out, and he's like, "Yeah, you need to stay here." So this is now, what day is this? This is now Wednesday afternoon, and I'm in the ER, one of the rooms in the ER, and they don't have a room for me yet, so they keep me there. And I haven't eaten anything all day. I mean, I am just starving. And the only thing that they could give me, because the food services had long since closed down, they brought me 2 turkey sandwiches, some graham crackers, peanut butter in a tube, and a small little sealed container of cranberry juice. And at this point, I was so starving. That was like the very best, super dry, God knows when it was actually made, turkey sandwiches that I had ever had. They were so good because I was so hungry. Finally, like at 4 o'clock in the morning, they wheel me upstairs and finally get me into a regular room. Slept for a while, and they had me call for breakfast, and I didn't know how long I was going to be there at this point, so I gave them what my meal choices were for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then they asked me about the next day, and I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to be here tomorrow, so I didn't make anything. I didn't put in anything for breakfast. And they did a couple of tests. They brought me to a room to do ultrasound because they were looking to see if I had any clots in my leg, which I didn't. And at this point, it was just so painful to stand. I mean, I would swing my leg out over the bed, and even that would just cause like fiery pain all through my leg. And they putting any weight on it would just start that process all over again. So I was basically having to use a walker just to get up and use the bathroom. And they were so afraid I was going to fall that they had my bed wired so that if there was any significant weight shift, it would set off an alarm. And it got to be so annoying. It was like, guys, I'm not gonna do anything stupid. Just let me swing my leg out and use the walker, and I'm just gonna go and use the bathroom. But for like that first day, actually the first 2 days and the first 2 nights, anytime I went to get up, this alarm would go off. And because of the nature of the medication I was taking, they had me on these 2 IVs of antibiotics. I'd get one in the morning, one at night, along with saline solution. They were taking blood twice a day. And of course, what seemed like every hour, they were taking my blood pressure and my temperature, and just my vitals. And my blood pressure was shooting up to like 170, 180 plus, over nearly 100, which is super, super high. So they started giving me blood pressure medicine and blood thinners. And I think the blood thinners, this was a shot I was getting in the stomach, was to help kind of get all of the pooled blood out of my leg from the infection. I mean, my white blood cell count was, what they told me, was like over 25,000. And every day that would start to come down as I was getting all these antibiotics and blood thinners. But it was still really, really high. So not good. And little by little, I started to get better. But I was in the hospital from Thursday morning until I was finally released Tuesday afternoon. So almost a week. And it really kind of sucked because I had like all these fun plans set up. And it was all just kind of shot to hell. Like that weekend, I was going to drive to Ohio and I was going to attend the USFL championship game with my buddy Dave and his wife. Well, I had to watch that on TV because I was in the hospital. But what I did do, because it was, tickets were paid for, so I transferred them to Dave and his wife, and they took their grandson to see the game instead. And it was a great game if you haven't seen it. But that was shot to hell. And I'm getting close to work, so I will continue this story at another time. Thank you. Thank you all. Someone is... Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Someone is... Jeff Butts is getting ready to send me a text that I can't read until I get to work. But thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. If you would like to get a hold of me, email address is guy@mymac.com, as well as podcast@vertshark.com. Vertshark.com is the website where you can see all of the odds and all of the vids, and I have a bunch of work I got to do over there that I haven't done yet because I can't. Last week I just wasn't able to sit for that long, and in the long run, it just wasn't all that important. If you want to get a hold of me on the Twitters, I am both Mac Parrot and VertShark. Who else? If you'd like to contribute to the madness that is Guy's Daily Drive and all the other things I put in this feed, you can do so by going to Patreon, patreon.com/MacParrot. You can buy me a coffee at coffee.com/MacParrot, or PayPal at paypal.me/MacParrot. VertShark.com, of course, is the website, and you can also subscribe to me on the YouTubes. You can like, share, subscribe over there on the YouTubes. Like, share, subscribe if you didn't see that the first time. Just do a search for VertShark. My channel will come up with all of those videos.
Okay.
Subscribe. I really would appreciate it. That would be wonderful. So that is going to do it for today. Thank you all so very, very much for joining me on Guy's Daily Drive. I will continue this story. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to be going to work tomorrow. It depends on how much I get done today. But I will continue this story. And you will learn all of the horrible, horrible things that I had to go through. Just kidding. In the grand scheme of things, it was horrible when it happened, and it's still kind of going on right now. But things could have been so much worse. So thank you all again so very, very much for joining me on Guy's Daily Drive, and I will see all of you next time right here on Guy's Daily Drive. Bye-bye.